So that being said, in 2010, I had just been doing drag for about 5 months. I'd only done drag on stage 10 times at the time because I was doing a show once every 2 weeks at the Here Lounge in West Hollywood. And I just kind of fallen into doing drag. And I remember that the casting people from Drag Race were at one of my shows and they're like, "Oh my God, you need to audition for our show. We have a show called RuPaul's Drag Race." And I was like, "Oh," I remember telling my friend Ron, "No, I don't think I'm about to be on TV as no woman. Nope, not gonna do it." And he was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "I haven't even told my family I was doing drag. I've only done it 10 times. Like, no way." And he was like, "Well, let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's try it." And I remember thinking, they're not gonna pick me, but sure, I'll do the audition, sure. And they ended up selecting me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then I thought, okay, well, you know what? The prize at the time was $20,000, and I said, "Oh baby, I'm about to win this 20 grand and make all my dreams come true. Okay, this is what's gonna happen." And so I prepared. I was, baby, you couldn't tell me I wasn't winning. I went over there to season two, and within 2 days, I was back at the house with all my bags and all my things. And I said, "Oh, what have I done? What did I do?" But I didn't give up. I just kept working. That's the thing about Shangela. Like I came into the experience of Drag Race. People say, like, "Why do you think Drag Race works for you?" And it's just for me, and it's different for everyone, but for me, I was a worker. I had a worker mentality going into Drag Race. That's how I was raised. That's who I was. And so afterwards, when it was out, Joseph, we used to have 3 months lead time between when they made the announcement, like, "All right, here's the girls." They would put that out in like November. And
Yeah.
then in January, late January, the show would premiere. So you had a good 2 to 3 months when, once your name was announced, everyone who knew me from performing and how I performed, they said, "Oh, baby, are you winning?" And I would just tell them, "You'll want to book me now. I'm just telling you, you'll want to put me on the books now, because if not, my number's going to go up, baby, when the show comes out." And so I was like on the phone calling clubs. This is right when touring just kind of started for the Drag Race girls. Nobody knew that people would come out and see us, so they didn't really book us. But I was on that phone. I would say, "Baby, I would switch my voice like I was my own manager." And I was like, "I've got Shangela, so, you better book her." And I had an email like, manager@shangela.com. It was just me. And at the time, I didn't have a team or anything like that, but I knew that I had 3 months that people thought that I was going to, go far on the show before it came out. And that's when I started booking. So by the time the show aired and I was the first girl gone, I was under contract with all these other clubs to perform. I was booked. And so they had to keep me. And they did. And I just remember thinking, okay, I'm in the business of repeat customers. Go in here, show them why they booked you, mama. Just turn it out. And that's why I was. I was death dropping. I was turning it out. I was giving 110% at every show. So I wasn't known as the girl who went home first. I was known as Shangela, the performer.
Yeah, and I think that that's such a big part of you and your legacy is being this amazing performer and taking every opportunity. Like, going into your history, I want to read this because I saw this and I want you to confirm this. In your early years, one of Shangela's first performances in drag was at the age of 16 in 10th grade when DJ had a book report for his English class, and it was about Huck Finn, and he changed Proud Mary by Tina Turner. Is that true?
That is true. I don't know if it was the very first. This is before Shangela. This is just a little DJ. But I love to perform, and I love to dress up. And I did 2 reports. There was one, Huck Finn, I performed "Roll It on the River." I had rewritten the song Proud Mary, don't tell Tina. I had rewritten the song to be Huck and Jim rolling down the river. And I came in there dressed as Tina and did a full-on performance. Another one, I did a report around the same time about this lady named Corrie Ten Boom. And it was, we were reading books about, people who were great allies or helping people out during the Holocaust. And Corrie Ten Boom was one of the ladies who had helped to, shield people or hide them. And I just remember I went to my grandma and I was like, "I need to borrow one of your dresses." And she was like, "My dresses? For what?" I was like, "It's for school. They're asking me to do it. It's school." But it was just me. I wanted to do it. I had two softballs that I put in a pair of pantyhose and dropped the softballs and then swung it around my neck and wore them as my, my little boobies to dance for
Yes.
Corey. And I had a Corey to boom there. I said a Corey to boom. I said a Corey to boom. She helped the people. Oh, I was doing it. Bitch, they loved me so much they brought me back for 3 other class periods to perform Corey to boom.
Stop this right now. Did you wait? I have a question. Did you go to a private school? Because I read that book too. Is The Hiding Place?
Yes, yes, yes. And no, I did not go to a private school. I went to Paris
Interesting.
Independent School District. That's Paris, Texas, Public School Fish. Hallelujah.
That's so funny that you said that you would take the lyrics of songs and change them, because I did that. I did not want to do a geometry math project one time. And so I asked my teacher, I said, can I make a video presentation? I rapped the lyrics of Fergie's Fergalicious, but it was sine, cosine, and tangent. I was
Yes.
like, this, it's what you do when you're creative.
Thank you. Very true. I remember my best friend Sonica and I had a tessellations project. I'll never forget the word tessellation. That was the geometry thing. Those tessellations, bitch, we waited to the last minute and all I wanted to do was sing about the tessellation. That was it.